Everything updates.
I'll wait for you, Jody.
Alright.
No.
Got pictures and everything.
Good?
Say 3 words.
Check, check, check. We'd like to share with you an update regarding the infant baby that was abandoned around 10 o'clock this morning. We received additional information because the media was able to push out the story, because the media was able to reach our community. We had the mother come forward. The mother is currently at the hospital. She is being medically evaluated and treated. We want to ensure that her health and her safety is not at risk after just having a newborn. We've also learned that the abandonment part of the infant was made up. And this is because we have several young ladies in our community who are afraid of the repercussions of a newborn into the community and didn't quite know what to do. We're looking at this as an incredible learning moment where not only for these young ladies that are involved in what was essentially made up story about the baby being abandoned this morning on a sidewalk, to a learning experience, an education, and an information to our community. If you are young, it doesn't matter what age you are, if you have a child that you are not ready for, that you're not sure about the resources, you can do the right thing. And essentially, they did. They brought the baby directly to the hospital after it was born. The story that was made up about the baby being abandoned is because they were afraid of the repercussions. So we want to really stress to everyone in our community and essentially across our country that there are safe places and there are laws to protect you. When you have a newborn, when you have a child, you can turn that child over to the care of a hospital, a fire station. There's a whole list.
So did the mother abandon? I mean, make up the story. Was she the one that brought the baby in, or who brought the baby to the hospital?
Well, what we're going to share with you right now is that the mother had the baby this morning, probably about an hour or so before 10 o'clock. The family members, the sister, tried to help out by taking the baby to the hospital, but en route was afraid about repercussions of turning a baby over, thought that she or her sister might get in trouble. And there are laws, we want to stress this, there are laws that you will not get in trouble by turning over a young life for life's sustainability.
So the baby was never left on the sidewalk. They brought the baby straight to the hospital and said they found it on the sidewalk. Just to be
That is
clear.
correct.
So
Where was
is
the baby
sister
born?
That brought and was the woman with her? You said 2 good Samaritans. Was
Right.
it 2 people
That's correct. So what we have the young mother who gave birth early this morning. The sister tried to help in this situation. During that, she solicited the help of a friend. That's where we got the 2 women. The 2 women brought the young newborn to the hospital. At the hospital, they turned the baby over. Now, that is in compliance with the safe surrender law. So they did all the right things until they made up the story about the baby being abandoned on the sidewalk. And that's where law enforcement, that's where media, that's where everybody gets involved. So again, we want to stress this is a learning moment for everyone.
Yeah. So did the mom bring the baby to the hospital, or just the friends or the sister?
The sister and the friend brought the newborn to the hospital. The mother had just delivered early this morning. Again, we have some young individuals, young ladies in our community who were not aware of the law, who were afraid, who made up the story about the baby being abandoned. So what we can share with you in our update is the baby was born about an hour before 10 o'clock this morning. The mother wasn't quite sure what to do, solicited her sister and her friend's help. The sister and friend brought the baby to the nearest hospital, which is here where we are right now, and they turned the baby over to the hospital staff.
Any crimes connected to this?
Our investigators are en route right now. We'll continue to interview But what we do want to share with you is through that investigation, our investigators will determine which direction it will go. But right now, safe surrender, they essentially followed along the safe surrender by bringing the baby, the newborn, to the hospital. Where it went in a negative direction is making the story up about the baby being abandoned on the sidewalk. So what we're going to share with you right now is investigators are en route. They're going to do additional follow-up. The mother is here receiving medical evaluation and care. The baby is still here receiving medical evaluation and care. And currently, Child Protective Services have been informed, so the newborn will be in the hands of Child Protective Services until all of this can be sorted out.
Can you tell us a little more about the mother? How old is the mom? How young?
We'll share with you the mother's very young. We'll say in her early 20s. Mother's in her early 20s.
Okay.
And again, because of media reports, she and her family came forward to clear up everything that had happened and to provide an accurate and factual story instead of the made-up version earlier.
And can you speak to why it was she felt she couldn't care for the child?
Those are personal conditions that I certainly don't want to violate any of her rights. But the most important and learning experience here is there are resources, there are options, and there are ways to do things not to endanger the child or the mother who just gave birth. And we want to reach out to our community who helped pass along the message through media avenues to get this message out so we can verify what factually happened, and knowing that the baby was not on the sidewalk, was not abandoned, was not in danger on a sidewalk without any protection is good. The negative part is we went through a made-up story and it wasn't necessary, because there are laws that protect anyone who has a child a safe surrender.
So
Where
could
was the
they
baby
face
born?
charges? Could they face charges?
It will be up to the investigators to determine with additional interviews. Right now, this really is a very large learning for everyone involved, for the mother, for the family, for the friend who helped, for our community, that there are options and there are resources.
So it's a possibility.
To answer your question, we'll share with you that the baby was born in Oakland. We won't go into specifics of where in Oakland.
So we don't know what will happen. What will happen to the baby now?
The baby is currently under Child Protective Services, so protected until all of this can be sorted out.
And did they say where? At a home, I'm guessing, I'm imagining, right?
The
Where
baby will
was
stay
born?
here for...
No, where the baby was born?
Oh,
at the mother?
we're not going to share with where...
So it was born about an hour before.
About an hour before 10 a.m.
And is it a boy or a girl?
That's a very good question. Hazi, do you want this?
I did. I'm sorry.
Boy, girl?
Do you want this? Does he want this? No?
Chip? So, you want to get boy, girl?
Oh.
And the name, we're going to get the name too.
Oh. We got a new update in this one.
I'm going to wait 1 second while this rig goes by.
Yeah.
We can share with you now, it was a little baby girl that was born early this morning. And the reason why we don't share a lot of information like that immediately is because we don't want to have someone come forward. I'll wait till they're done.
We know that.
A little baby girl. Do you have any stats? How much it weighed, or she weighed? She sure made a splash in the world, huh? Made headlines.
Her name? You have a name
And what,
already, too?
and what do you say to all those folks out there who have been offering to care for this baby?
We can't share with you. Little baby girl was born. There's a lot of information that we will not provide at the time. We don't want anyone showing up or calling, claiming a child that doesn't belong to them. So we will share with you that the newborn is a baby girl. She's absolutely adorable. And our phone has been ringing for interest, adoption. We're confident that a good home and cared for. And again, the family is evaluating and having conversations. about the newborn, and we'll see which direction it goes. But right now, this newborn is in the care and the hands of Child Protective Services until our investigators can finish processing this particular case and working with not only the family but Child Protective Services.
Okay, so the baby's here.
Sorry about that.